think about the meaning or the magnitude of what you're doing until months after you've lived in that house. So maybe that thought happened. Malia's words regarding her parents' marriage have been making moves. What has she said? Malia Obama has been in the public eye since she was a little girl. She spent most of her life in the White House, which has helped forge her path. After leaving the White House, she managed to maintain a very private life. However, rumors about her thoughts on her parents' relationship have emerged, leading to widespread speculation. In addition to the whispered tension and divided priorities among the Obamas, people are beginning to ask if these rumors could lead to a major shift in their strong and united image. What is going on with the Obamas? The divorce bombshell. The world has heard many stories about the first black family to stay in the White House. However, no matter how much they are, we can't get enough of them. The family, which is filled with powerful black people, is currently trending. Again. Ironically this time, it isn't for the best reasons. According to many reports, there's turbulence between Barack Obama and Michelle. Their marriage is rumored to be at the hedge. Almost every tabloid and newspaper talks about how there is so much tension between the couple. And most importantly, its effects on their children. Could any of it be true? What weird event made people question whether the couple was still together? Well, it all started with Michelle Obama. A few months back, Michelle was spotted at a public event where she was engaging in a very serious conversation with her brother Craig Robinson. This public event was a dinner at the Mother Wolf restaurant in Los Angeles. Now, dinner was not something people had a problem with. They started talking because Barack Obama was absent from this dinner. Now you may be thinking, so what, it's just a dinner. The husband doesn't have to follow her everywhere, and to a great extent you are. Right, however, people also noticed something very strange about her at that dinner. She seemed very tense. We all know it could not be because of her brother. They were in very good spirits. So what was making her so tense? Could it be because of an argument she had with her husband? Also, this was not the first time the two had solely attended or missed important meetings in each other's lives. Recently, Michelle has been absent from many high-profile events that she should have attended. Yet somehow her husband, Barack Obama, has attended these events all alone. These include Jimmy Carter's state funeral and Donald Trump's inauguration. What could she have been doing that was so important and made her miss such high-profile events? Could it be that she doesn't want to be seen with her husband? Nevertheless, the Obamas have gotten wind of this and knew they could not let it slide. So Barack publicly expressed his affection for Michelle, hoping it will die down all the rumors about their relationship. Unfortunately, this plan hasn't worked. Instead, it has only made people more concerned to know if there's something the Obamas are hiding from the world. For a very long time, the Obamas have been the mirror image of what a perfect black couple should look like. They have faced many challenges in their marriage, which they have always accepted and told people about. Michelle has even openly discussed her marriage. During this discussion, she publicly said she could not stand her husband for a decade. Surprisingly, this period was when her daughters were growing, so why could she not stand her husband? Well, in her memoir, Becoming Michelle gave a lot of reasons. She mentioned that she often felt neglected. He would leave her at the most crucial time to attend to political errands. She mentioned that, slowly, his actions made her start building resentment and wanting the marriage to end. However, she is not the only one who has anything to say. It takes two to tango. And Barack also gave the world his 2 cents. According to Barack, he understood that his political life imposed such a huge strain on their relationship. When he wrote his memoir, He mentioned that due to his love and immense desire for politics, he would sometimes ignore her and expect her to be fine all by herself, while he focused on his job, before the Obamas moved into the White House. Their relationship was already experiencing many challenges due to how seriously Barack took his political career when they finally got into the White House. The same scenario just continued. Some sources stated that during this period, Michelle began to distance herself slowly from Washington, D.C., and she was then spending so much time on Martha's Vineyard. This was unexpected for a couple who had just transitioned to the White House. They were expected to be all cozy up, attending high-profile events and doing almost everything together. But the Obamas did not play out that script. Instead, they separated the separation, made people believe that there was discontent, and Michelle was beginning to desire a very private life. Barack's behavior further solidified this, when most people expected him to at least go after his wife and try to bring her home. Barack did no such thing. Instead, he remained very active in every political circle, and recently he has been keeping up that same attitude, because he even endorsed Kamala Harris for the 2024 presidential election. Michelle has always stated that she was not politically inclined, which could explain why she spent so many hours away from the White House and the president. However, people are now curious whether she still holds those same beliefs. If she truly does, this may be a pointer to their rift. For a very long time, people have judged the Obamas based on their public appearances and body language. Many of these rumors start from body language analysts who have seen that something is not how it's meant to be. A lot of them have pointed to moments that showed so much tension. However, despite all these rumors, there is no adequate confirmation and no official separation or divorce from the Obamas. But then, for every action that the Obamas take, people are left to wonder if what they are saying about their love, waxing stronger than ever, is the truth, or if they are just saying so to cover up the actual truth about their very existence. Could it be possible that the family has put up a show to keep people believing their love story, or is the relationship waxing stronger in the middle of all these? People are eager to know the effect on their daughters. Malia and Sasha Obama. Recently, people have been interested in the lives of the Obama daughters and how they react to all the rumors about their parents' marriage. Since they were young, the girls have grown under intense media scrutiny. Their transition into the White House made them independent and strong women from a distance. The two girls appear not to be affected by the rumors of their parents' divorce. Maybe because they have been able to get the actual information from their parents. However, the family has clarified that the girls are doing very well. Michelle, for example, has gone on several interviews and told the public that her children are doing great. According to her, Sasha is in school, and Malia has started a film career. Barack has also not been silent. On the whole matter, he said he had difficulty parenting these girls because they were stubborn about making it themselves. They did not need their parents' connections to be recognized in their fields. He added that they insisted on forging their paths even when he and his wife were eager to support them. This could be because the girls did not want to be seen as privileged girls who did not know what they were doing and were getting ahead due to their parents' help. This sort of backlash is one that the girls have been experiencing since they were very young. The public had placed a non-realistic demand on them. Over time, they developed a strong sense of self and resilience. Because they knew everything they did was being monitored against all odds. The girls have done one thing the people have always considered amazing. They have maintained a very close relationship with themselves and their parents. They are always supporting other endeavors and navigating all the complexities of their unique upbringing. The truth behind closed doors. When you are the children of one of the most powerful people in the world, it can be extremely difficult to have a normal childhood. Unfortunately, that is what Malia and Sasha experienced. Their childhood was filled with unique challenges that a normal child should not go through. They often had to deal with backlash from the public, who were constantly watching their every step, just to determine the kind of person they were. Unlike normal children, they could not go to a party or engage in any extracurricular activities without people judging if it was a good path for them to be on or not. In general, their lives were always on display for everyone to see, no matter how hard their mother tried not to allow people to understand what they were doing with their life. It unfortunately didn't work so well. Due to this, the girls experienced a lot of pressure when moving to the White House, especially during their stay. Thankfully, they were very brave and strong young girls who managed to overcome almost every challenge thrown their way. However, they still experienced a lot of struggles. Was this only because of the media? Or did they have personal struggles due to their parents' marriage back in 2009? When Barack Obama assumed the presidency, Malia and Sasha were just 10 and 7 years old respectively. It was a significant moment in history for the nation, and the young girls who were about to experience an entirely new life. As they transitioned into the White House, their world changed dramatically, while they gained access to a life of extraordinary privilege, living in one of the most famous residences in the country, representing their family at prestigious events and enjoying the perks that came with being the daughters of the president. They also faced immense pressures that few other children could understand. Attending the elite Sidwell Friends School in Washington, D.C. was one of the few constants in their lives during this transition, known for its rigorous academics and commitment to nurturing well-rounded students. The school provided Malia and Sasha with a solid education. However, even in this environment designed to be nurturing and supportive, they were never truly alone. The girls were constantly shadowed by the demands that came with their father's role, including media scrutiny and the reality that their every move was often subject to public interest. They navigated a life where their classmates, while genuine friends, could sometimes view them through a lens of curiosity or admiration, making it difficult to establish normal relationships. Constantly, they were surrounded by Secret Service agents, whose jobs were to ensure their safety. However, their parents' precautionary act did not bode the girls well with the agents constantly around them. They began to feel intrusive. They already had to deal with the media being in their face, and now they had to endure being followed by agents. The girls did not like this and always complained to their parents. At this point, Michelle and Barack revisited their drawing board to find more ways to instill a sense of normality and responsibility in their daughters' lives. Michelle was very particular about ensuring that the girls did not develop any sense of entitlement. She mentioned how the girls were getting puffed up because they constantly received wake-up calls from the White House operator. Once she noticed this, she immediately told the operator to stop and gave the girls alarm clocks so that they could set their schedules. Michelle said, "My job is not to bulldoze a path for them. Instead, I need to be a safe and consistent place for them to land when they inevitably fail." However, when the world could only confirm later that the Obamas were having family dynamics, their daughters were there to witness it all. They witnessed their father's absence, their mother's sad countenance, and the family breaking apart. And every day they simply could not believe what was happening to their family. At that point, the girls must have been devastated as they watched their parents constantly drift apart. One can only stop to think about what they went through during that period. Did they fall into depression? Did they worry that their home would be broken? Did their friends mock them, if they summoned the strength to share it? Did their grades in school slip because of this? The questions about what could have happened to those girls can be endless. We may not have all the answers to them. However, as a result of those family dynamics, the girls were able to learn how to overcome adversity in a relationship their parents maintained, open communication, and sought counsel when they could no longer provide a foolproof model for handling all their challenges. As they were doing all this, their children watched and took notes. This environment went a long way in fostering resilience and teaching them what it means to persevere and provide mutual support. Nevertheless, what they experienced during their time at the White House had a strong emotional impact on them and their well-being. They were not only battling with having to see their parents drift apart, they also had to battle with the constant media attention, silently comparing their life journey to that of their parents and trying to make them follow that path. All these made them develop several mechanisms that they can use to maintain their mental health. Thankfully, they had very supportive parents who prioritized their daughter's well-being. Over time, their parents have spoken deeply about how important it is to create a supportive environment for Malia and Sasha to express themselves freely without fear. To do this, the parents had to ensure open dialogues about their different experiences and feelings. They also ensured they had access to all the resources and even counseling. If needed, all these factors made them prioritize their mental health even after they left the White House. They continued on that path. Malia attended Harvard University, which is known for its rigorous academics and rich history. Environment pushed her to think critically and engage deeply with diverse ideas and perspectives. Here, Malia could explore her interests, delve into subjects she was passionate about, and develop her voice in ways beyond the public image. She had grown up with the experience offered her the chance to connect with peers from varied backgrounds, building friendships that anchored her in her own identity. On the other hand, Sasha started her journey at the University of Michigan, a vibrant campus with a strong sense of community. Later, she decided to transfer to the University of Southern California, seeking an environment aligned more with her personal and academic aspirations. This move allowed her to explore new opportunities and foster connections in a different cultural context. Each school contributed to her growth in unique ways, providing valuable experiences that helped her understand herself better and navigate the complexities of life. Both sisters experienced a transformative time in their education, allowing them to step outside the spotlight that often accompanied their family name. Within the walls of their respective universities, they faced challenges, made mistakes, and discovered more about their passions, ambitions, and values. This journey toward independence shaped their academic pursuits and instilled in them a profound sense of self-awareness. They learned to balance their public personas with their true selves, leading to growth that would prepare them for the future. They envisioned their college years became a crucial foundation that defined their aspirations and solidified their identities away from public scrutiny. Their time in the university must have been well spent, because as of today, the Obama sisters have emerged into the world as extremely strong, poised, and independent. Young women, Malia is in the entertainment industry, where she works as a writer for many television projects. And Sasha has shown interest in social justice initiatives. Their choices show how deeply committed they are to carving a path for themselves, and how much their parents have inspired them simply by their dedication to public service. It allowed them to explore their passions, while also being dedicated to helping people in society. People have noticed that the sisters' bond remains very strong. They are often seen supporting each other's endeavors and being close to their parents. The emphasis the Obamas placed on open communication and family values has been pivotal in shaping Malia and Sasha's way of life. Now, what is Malia revealed? The shocking revelations. Even though the divorce rumors are still unconfirmed, the couple's body language and how they relate in public show that something might be up the Obamas. However, have been dedicated to remaining true to themselves and have shown a united front. This, therefore, makes it very difficult to separate the fact they show from the fiction that is being said about their marriage. However, many people have wondered what their marital life has been like since they left the White House. Has it gotten better since then? Is Barack still ignoring Michelle when he shouldn't? Does Michelle still feel unloved in the relationship? Why is she currently avoiding high-profile meetings? Are the two growing in love together? Or are they just putting on a show for the rest of the world? For now, though the two have tried their very best to maintain the strong public presence they have built, even though they don't attend every high-profile event together. As a couple, they try to support each other's projects and even go out of their way to share their moments on social media. They have ensured that people view their marriage as stable, despite all the pressures they have faced, or those from their political lives. This has made people believe all the things they went through in their marital life have greatly strengthened them to do better. Now the couple demonstrates their affection and respect for each other in numerous ways, and they frequently celebrate important occasions, such as birthdays, anniversaries, and professional achievements. These milestones are not just routine events for them. They serve as opportunities to express their commitment and love for one another publicly. For instance, on Valentine's Day in 2022, Michelle shared a warm and heartfelt post featuring a photo of herself, and Barack, the caption, "Still in Love," resonated deeply with many, showcasing that their relationship is surviving and thriving. However, despite these displays of devotion, some people question the authenticity of their bond accusations. That they are merely putting on a show often arise from several factors. Public figures, especially in high-profile relationships, tend to be scrutinized more than the average couple. Their every gesture, photo, and public statement is analyzed, leading some to speculate about the genuineness of what they present to the world. Additionally, societal expectations can compound this suspicion. There is a tendency for people to project their own experiences and disappointments onto others. When the public sees a couple portrayed as perfect, it can sometimes trigger skepticism. This view might stem from personal experiences where appearances didn't match reality. Another potential reason for this skepticism could be rooted in the couple's public persona. As influential figures, they embody ideals of love and partnership that some may feel are unattainable. This can create a chasm between perception and reality, leading some observers to believe their affection is more for show than true intimacy. Moreover, the pressures of fame can lead to misunderstandings. The couple may choose to keep certain struggles private, leading outsiders to feel disconnected from the realities of their relationship. What outwardly appear as perfect moments could mask the complexities and difficulties they face, which further fuels doubts about their authenticity in a world where social media often amplifies the highlights of people's lives. Contrasting the romanticized images with the messy, nuanced nature of everyday relationships can lead to unrealistic expectations. One thing is that this speculation started when the Obamas were in the White House, due to the pressures and the distance that was very obvious between the two. People began to argue that they will separate. Soon, this speculation was highly fueled by Michelle Obama's constant absence at public events. Sometimes she would go to public events without Obama, but not to represent him. At first, people thought she did not like public events that much, but she always looked joyful when she attended public events alone. Unfortunately, when her husband was by her side, she did not seem particularly happy about it. Nevertheless, it could be a normal coincidence considering that they both lead very separate lives, or there could be an iota of truth in the fact that they were skillfully ignoring each other. Barack and Michelle have, however, still pursued their goals, both personal and professional, and are still offering immense support to each other. Barack is still actively participating in political and social causes. His main focus is democracy, leadership programs, and his foundation's initiatives. On the other hand, Michelle is now extremely dedicated to health and education, advocacy book tours, and her Netflix partnership, allowing her to produce content that inspires and educates Michelle. Has always said she had no love for the political world and felt suffocated when political issues were brought to her. Now that she actively engages in different tasks, she finally feels free and happy to do what she truly loves, regardless of the paths these two have taken in life. They still collaborate on different projects. Together, they share their milestones and motivate others to work it out in tough marriages. Malia Obama and the Obama family dynamics. Malia Obama, one of the daughters of an extremely famous and powerful man, has tried her best to live a very private life. However, she could not hide herself totally from the public's gaze. Even after she left the White House, she is still a subject of immense curiosity. People have not only looked at her political life or social advocacy, but also looked deep into her personal life as she and Sasha slowly transitioned into adulthood. Many discussions about their personal choices, professional endeavors, and even their perspective about their family have remained a very hot topic. Recently, there has been a lot of speculation about the conversation she has had with her friends regarding her parents' relationship. Although nothing has been confirmed, these have fueled the rumors about Barack and Michelle Obama's marriage. Could this speculation be true? All and sundry have known Malia Obama as a strong and independent young black woman, and she has worked extra hard to establish her own identity after graduating from Harvard University. She moved to the entertainment industry. This alone came as a shocker to people, because it was apart from the political realm that had defined her childhood. Many had expected to move at the same pace as her parents did. However, Malia showed that her parents did not raise her to follow someone else's dreams, but to find a path for themselves, and follow their dreams by doing that. Malia settled in the creative world she had always loved. She worked as a production assistant, a writer, and a director. One of the most amazing things about her growth is that she started from the ground up and did not use her parents' connections to get unmerited favors with her hard work and resilience. She collaborated with stars like Donald Glover's production company, and she is slowly making a name for herself in the entertainment industry. Her aspirations in storytelling mostly align with her family's broader interest in media. However, instead of the political affairs that her parents were involved in, she has chosen a different path. She allows her creative voice to shine independently of her parents. Political legacy, Malia's emphasis on leading a very private life, has made her somehow mysterious. Yet, with her few public appearances, people are taking note and monitoring her every move. They even continue to converse about her thoughts and experiences, especially concerning her family. Recently, there has been some speculation about Malia Obama, who may have shared private concerns about her parents' relationship with her close friend. This conversation has made people start discussing a potential separation or internal struggles that may affect the Obamas. Still, they have chosen not to reveal it to the public. According to these unconfirmed reports, Malia allegedly told her friend how her parents have been struggling to adjust, particularly while focusing on their different priorities. This interprets that they're parents. Different career paths have caused a great strain in their relationship, which they do not wish to address publicly, however, while others view this as a good thing and continuously say that their relationship is just evolving to a new path. Many do not believe this and feel that this change is pulling the family apart for a very long time. Malia and Sasha have witnessed their parents' marriage up close, and it has gone a long way in shaping their ideologies on topics such as love, partnership, and personal growth. However, if her private conversation with her friend happens to be true, Malia must have realized that even the strongest relationships sometimes evolve. How family changes could impact Malia and Sasha. Even though Malia and Sasha are now independent women, they still have a very close bond with their family. Thus, any shift in their family structure will take a strong emotional toll on them and affect their mental well-being. They could suddenly be presented with emotional challenges, changing how the public perceives them. If their parents separate, the daughters will face increased media scrutiny, and their personal spaces will be deeply invaded. Everyone would be curious to know their feelings and comments on the matter. On the other hand, this situation may not greatly affect them. They've been raised to handle anything life throws at them, while still demonstrating the same grace and poise. They have always shown, Michelle has always spoken about how she raised her daughters to be very independent, resilient thinkers in the face of adversity. With such an upbringing, they can navigate this shift in their family structure. With strength and maturity, these new speculations about Malia and her alleged conversations add a new layer to the discussion about her family dynamics, whether this is true or not. It serves as a point of reminding people that the Obamas are still humans, prone to making mistakes. However, one thing is sure. Malia and Sasha will continue to forge their paths and still encounter severe media scrutiny about their personal lives. But as long as they stay grounded, they can rise above every speculation and define their narratives. So, what do you think? Do you believe Malia talked with her friend about her family dynamics? Is it possible that her parents are actually experiencing a marital crisis, but are just keeping it from the public? Share your thoughts in the comments. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe before you go click on the video displayed on your screen.